Docking on flight day 3 with the International Space Station. And before he does the docking, he'll do the RPM, the pitch maneuver that we use now to inspect the shuttle.
That's the rendezvous pitch maneuver you were mentioning, the backflip.
Right.
We've grown accustomed to seeing, but had never done before 2005. It allows the station crew members to take 2 digital cameras, 400mm and 800mm shots of the underbelly and the heat shield, and see resolution between the 2 cameras between 3 and 1 inches, and that gets put down to the ground as part of our overall inspection techniques.
And then, of course, after the 15, get into a situation position. It's not like sitting in your car and strapping on your seatbelt.
No,
it's a little bit different.
I like to tell my 2-year-old son when I'm putting him in his car seat, I'm strapping him in like an astronaut, but that really is not exactly an accurate description.
Good thing for the astronaut support personnel, they're not like my daughter squirming around, huh?
Or my son for that matter. Up inspection from the shuttle's point of view and the cameras that we have on board, both video and stills. Again, from my public affairs point of view, I get some new shots of the space station. That's why I like it, but it has a much more important operational purpose to it as well.
So getting the commander's helmet on here.
Seems like an obvious statement, but it's probably a little easier to remove these things when you're in microgravity in orbit as opposed to have.
Well, I hear some parts are easier to remove, and then other things it's harder to get out of too, like the suit itself may be a little bit harder to get out of.
Because gravity is not helping you pull the suit down? Makes sense, okay.
But there's been a lot of practice of that too. During our training, we actually practice this portion which is between, after they do the ohms burns, to get everything situated on the mid-deck and get out of our suits, get into our kind of street clothing, I guess you would say, or space clothing.
At least more comfortable, and you're efficient at it.
Right.
It makes a lot of sense. Put on
some gloves.
Yep, putting on the.
You can see the cooling garment a little bit poking out there. That's that blue. Has all the tubes running through it, so the cool water can keep us cooled down.
Again, you've got to be warm. I know what you'll get when we actually go back to the white room shot, and sometimes you can see it when there are fewer people in there. But there is a yellow hose that goes in that provides air that goes into the from the white room and air conditioning.
Right. It's circulation in there.
PC copies. Step 640 will pick up further clock.
But even with that air condition piped in there, I've been told it's not exactly comfortable. And even so, the cooling suits are one of the things you have in the Launch Control Center. See pilot Eric Bogue climbing on up into his seat.
Yeah, there's actually handles up that you can see where he's reaching for that he'll use to help pull himself up into the seat.
And flight controls OTC. SSCLC, go ahead. Yes, step 619 through 622. Can you verify those yet? 10 work.
Can you talk
have
was
done petting.
confirming that, as we said a little earlier, Shane Kimbrough will be one of the 3 spacewalkers on this mission, along with Heidi Piper and Steve Bowen.
And Shane will go out on the second EVA, and they're going to, on that EVA, they'll be doing the relocation of the crew equipment translation aid, better known as the CETA carts. You see those going on the truss. When we're in the pool, they're pretty handy. You can get in it and move back and forth. They'll also be lubricating the station robotics arms latching end effector, the alpha snare bearings, and then they'll also be doing the work on the solar alpha rotary joint, the Sarge.
And we'll get back to that in a second. We're looking at pilot Eric Bowe getting his helmet on in the flight deck, and
again, they've pre-coordinated the way they want to lay their comm cords, the communication cords, just so that you'll know where everything is as a crew member.
you saw a second ago the closeout crew member taking off looked like, at least from my field of view, it looked like a maroon, reddish colored box that's over the stick.
That's right.
That protects from inadvertent bumping while getting in and out.
NTD, TLT, come check.
DLT, this is NTD. I have you loud and clear. Good afternoon, Eric.
And good afternoon, Charlie.